Okay, so let's break this down because this move right here tells you everything about Donald Trump's mindset and none of it screams confidence.
I'm afraid I have bad news for all the farmers that voted for Donald Trump, many of them a third time. This is specifically for the cattle farmers. Donald Trump is not coming to save you.
Hi lovelies, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Delusions. Thank you so much for all the love and support. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us, you guys are the real MVP. So lovelies. Yes, I came across this stitches summary for you, and I thought to share where people are reacting to the fact that Orange Man is all shaking to the fact that the cost of living is actually going higher to the rocket speed, and this has actually made him to look backward into tariff to actually know how he's going to do things in order for it not to affect him coming election. The thing is that I was able to put up some stitches, and also please leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video, and please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We are just here for educational and informative purposes. Alright lovelies, let's dive into it and we're going to come back to talk about
Okay, so
it.
let's break this down because this move right here tells you everything about Donald Trump's mindset and none of it screams confidence. So when a man who has built his entire political identity on tariffs suddenly snatches those same tariffs off the table overnight on beef, coffee, fruit, tea, cocoa, spices, bananas, everything, that is not strategy. That is fear. That's a man who just got punched in his mouth by voters and is scrambling to stop the bleeding. Now, Trump isn't doing this because he cares about grocery prices. He's doing it because Democrats just handed him two loud public losses in Virginia and New Jersey, states that Republicans thought that they had locked down, and voters told exit pollsters their number one stress point wasn't immigration, it wasn't crime, it wasn't culture wars, it was the cost of living. And what did voters say with their ballots? You are not helping us. So, what does Donald Trump do? He panics. He tears up his own playbook. He reverses himself on every issue he bragged made America strong. You don't drop tariffs that fast unless you feel pressure cooking on your back. This was not a thoughtful policy shift. It was a siren blaring in the Oval Office. Because politically, Trump just learned voters will punish him when their wallets feel empty. In those election results, big Democratic wins in red-leaning regions delivered that message loud and clear. And here's the real sign of panic. Trump didn't just remove tariffs on a few items. He yanked them off an entire grocery aisle. That's the kind of overcorrection leaders make when they see that their base is starting to drift and they're terrified of what comes next. He even rushed out new trade deals with Ecuador and Guatemala and El Salvador and Argentina, not because he suddenly loves Latin America trade, but because he needs cheaper products on shelves immediately to stop the political bleeding. And let's be honest, Trump built his brand on America First macho talk, but the minute voters put that heat on him, the tough guy persona folded like a lawn chair in the rain. Nothing says I'm nervous like abandoning your signature policy to win back suburban shoppers who are tired of paying $9 for a bag of coffee. This is survival mode. And when the president starts governing from fear instead of strength, you can start seeing it in every rushed, reactive decision. All this tells us one thing. Donald Trump ain't confident. He is cornered. And he knows that voters just showed him what they'll do when the economy hits their pockets. Now let me ask you this, family. If one off-year election scare can make Trump abandon his own economic philosophy, what do you think he'll do when Americans hold him accountable in 2026 and 2028?
You've said you have almost no equity left.
It's getting down. It's getting low.
Do you think you can make it another year?
I don't know. Do you just keep going, rolling the dice, hoping things will turn? I mean, it's not looking good.
President Trump has promised a new bailout for American farmers, as much as $13 billion that he said would be paid for by the tariffs.
We're going to take some of that tariff money that we made, we're going to give it to our farmers, who are, for a little while, going to be hurt until it kicks in. The tariffs kick into their benefit.
Like most farmers we spoke to, Daniels and Carmack say they'd rather work their fields than rely on taxpayer money.
It will help pay some bills, but that's not fixing the problem.
Yeah,
It's
we
a
got
Band-Aid when we need stitches.
Can you wait? Can you wait this out?
Farm families can't wait.
I hear it's affecting your health.
Yes. 4 blood pressure pills a day. 3 different medicines. 2 years ago, none.
What do you think about when you go to bed at night?
What's going to be left in a year, 2 years? Am I the one that broke what started in the late 1800s?
You've said you have almost no equity left.
I'm afraid I have bad news for all the farmers that voted for Donald Trump, many of them a third time. This is specifically for the cattle farmers. Donald Trump is not coming to save you. He took you down, just like he did his first 4 years as president. As a matter of fact, the last time bankruptcies with cattle farmers were this high was Donald Trump's last year in office. He hurt farmers so badly his first 4 years that your tax dollars and my tax dollars had to come bail the farmers out. So here he is again. He's taken more down than he ever has before. Bankruptcies for cattle farmers has skyrocketed. Beef prices are at record highs. And now, as consumers, what we're having to deal with is quality of beef issues because Donald Trump's administration laid off a shit ton of regulators that enforce food quality safety. They're using meat fillers that are like a consistency of pate. There's tumors and cysts that are making it into the beef through the food processing plants. This is the kind of stuff that happens when you have a reduction in regulators. And Donald Trump this time around, after battering the cattle farmers, came back and gave Argentina $20 million and then followed up a couple weeks later with another $20 million to help them with their beef sales. Not you, cattle farmers, not you. And I'm here to say he's not coming to help you because he's mired, he's buried. His whole administration is buried in the Jeffrey Epstein emails that are coming out. His attention is elsewhere. Don't look for any help. He screwed you guys.
But what is your take on what you just heard? He's expecting $10 meat.
Well,
a pound.
Maria, the beef market is a very specialized market. It goes in long cycles, and this is the perfect storm. Again, something we inherited, and there's also, because of the mass immigration, a disease that we've been rid of in North America, made its way up through South America. As these migrants, they brought some of their cattle with them. So part of the problem is we've had to shut the border to Mexican beef because of this disease called the screwworm. So we're not going to let that get into our supply chain. And again, I don't want to focus on one product. It's a very important product, and we are laser focused on this issue. And
pass that. So let me get this straight. You're going to cut tariffs on certain grocery products like fruits and coffee, but we're not the ones paying the tariffs? Okay. Interesting. But also, I mean, for all the fun they made of Joe Biden for having a stutter, either you have a stuttering problem, which there's nothing wrong with that, or you just stutter when you lie. Like you're trying with your best face to try to sell this. We inherited this, and no, you made a bad problem worse. None of us weren't saying that the prices weren't high to begin with. And the problem is we need to bring these corporations to their heel. Bringing in a new party is not going to fix this. We need to bring corporations to the heel. We need to set them straight. They need to understand that people have to live, not survive. Like, stop with the excuses for just bringing prices up willy-nilly. Your tariffs gave them a great excuse to do so because they were in fact paying more at the ports. 100%. Maybe your conscience is talking to you. It's time to give up the grift. I'm just saying.
There's no $2,000 stimulus check, and I need you guys to stop lying. I need you guys to stop coming on here and telling people that you like applied for it, that it's just about to hit your account. I need you guys to stop coming on here talking about, yeah, just go to ustariffs.com and just put your information in and they'll send you you telling bitches to go to tariffstimulus.com, enter their information, which is probably their like wherever their like routing number where they want the direct deposit to be sent, their social security, all of this information. I go look it up. I go like, okay, let me fact check this. Bitch, how you getting something? How are y'all getting something when there's nothing, like there's no evidence saying it's even a thing? Like it's literally just like articles saying, oh, you could get it. It's in the works. People are talking about it. Other than they're saying that the deadline is November 29th to be sent the money. But at the same time, there's nowhere to actually apply through official channels. Like you can say you applied, but if you get scammed, that's nobody's fault but yours, because there's no actual like information out here, like out there saying, go to this government website to enter your information and you will get it. Instead, y'all are going to .coms that look like somebody just made that shit yesterday and is farming for people's information. All I'm gonna say is, before giving people your bank account numbers, your social security number, all of that stuff for your stimulus check, go look it up. Make sure wherever you are putting in the information is like an official government website. If you get scammed, I don't think they can do, like, if you go there and put your shit in, I don't think they can help you after that, because like all you had to do was look it up, and the first thing that happens when you look it up, it says that it hasn't been confirmed or denied. It says like it could happen, and then you got bitches making articles and saying like people are gonna get it sent like today to like November like 29th or something. How are the people going to have it sent to them if there's nowhere to apply for it? And the places y'all are applying are .coms. Not even like real IRS tax. I don't know. Very suspicious. Watch out. And to the people lying and saying that they already received it, girl, what are you lying for? Like, there is nothing to receive. Nothing has it hasn't been approved. I don't know. Maybe I'm bugging, but all I'm saying is maybe don't put all of your information and like your bank shit into a random website that's saying it's going to give you a tariff stimulus check.
So Taco Trump strikes again. He chickens out and rescinds a bunch of his tariffs because they are causing grocery prices to go through the roof, and he is scared to death of losing control of Congress in the midterms. But here's what I don't understand. Because we were told, I remember, I pay attention to this stuff. We were told repeatedly by Donald Trump, by the White House, by all the Trump humpers on TV and all throughout the right-wing media. They told us over and over again that tariffs do not raise the price of anything for American consumers, that they're not a tax on goods, that tariffs are paid by foreign countries. Remember that? They said it over and over and over again. So if tariffs don't raise the price of consumer goods, then why the hell does he need to take off the tariffs to lower the price? That's a mystery.
Do people really think that so many of us woke up unprovoked one day and just said, I want farmers to lose their farm. I want them to lose their family business. Just no reason, out of the blue, just want these people's way of life to be destroyed? Because that's what I'm seeing on so many of these sob stories of farmers, and the hardship that they're facing is that, woe is me, people are attacking me. What is going on? Don't you know what happens when farms go down? I understand it's not a pretty scene, but we didn't just wake up and say, oh, get those farmers, they need to pay. There's a reason. And if they don't learn their lesson, they will never come back around. That is something that, unfortunately, they're going to have to face the consequences of their action. Why are they more important than the migrant who does not have their documents, who is not suckling off the government teat for millions of dollars of subsidies? Why are these farmers so much more important and should be bailed out? This is a consequence of their action. We should just let everybody run amok. Why does this country have so many jails? We love holding people accountable for things, right? So why should the farmers not be accountable? Why should any of these other people who run into the buzzsaw that is Donald Trump after voting for him and his policies when they knew everything he was going to do, why should they be let off the hook? I don't understand it. I've made several videos about the farmer situation. I'm about done with it, but I'm tired of hearing the violin music and the sob songs about these farmers and what they're going to lose and how we shouldn't be doing that and how that's mean and how that's too far and we don't know the consequences. If they're not taught a lesson, they won't learn the lesson. I don't know what else to tell you. So farmers in Indiana, Arkansas, Iowa, I don't care. If you voted for Donald Trump and you are experiencing financial hardships because of the policies that that man is enacting that he told you he was going to enact, that is an FAFO, and I will never feel sorry for somebody like that.
In a recent post, Trump told farmers that tariffs were coming on agricultural products and to look forward to selling more of their crops inside the United States. Now, I'm not a farmer per se, but I am friends with farmers and I've talked to them and I've watched their content. Here's a list of 4 things that are grown the most in the United States. These 4 products account for 265 million acres of farmland. And of the total amount grown in this country, these 4 things, soybeans, corn, hay, and wheat, make up 89% of everything that we grow in America. This is the problem with tariffs. Take soybeans, for example, the second most grown product in the United States at 82 million acres. More than 60% of all the soybeans grown in this country are exported, and most of them go to China. And the crazy thing is, at 82 million acres, we are still the second largest producer of soybeans, the largest being Brazil. So when Trump put tariffs on all goods coming from China, try and guess what the first product they put reciprocal tariffs on. That's right. Soybeans. In 2023, Brazilian soybeans already averaged about 12% cheaper. Imagine what will happen if you add 10% to the cost in a country that imports most of our soybeans. They will go to the place where they can get soybeans for 22% cheaper. And you know what else China is looking to put tariffs on now? That's right. Corn. And here's another reality. Farmers can't just magically start growing other things. Whether you're talking environmental issues or soil makeup, there is a reason we don't and can't grow everything that we consume in this country. There is a reason that basically all tomatoes that we eat during the wintertime come from Mexico. These trade wars will not just hurt the American people in their wallets at the grocery store. When you add in the loss of labor in farms because of all the deportations nationwide, they will shut people's businesses down. And if you're one of those people that's saying, short-term pain for long-term gain, tell that to the farmers and other businesses that will lose everything because of these tariffs, because of Trump's choices. Tell that to the people now that will have to start deciding between paying rent or eating food. But that's okay, right? Because, other people's pain for your gain. Yeah.
Seriously, sometimes when I sit to think about how all of these things started, I keep on, asking myself, how could people be so delusional? So many people, I won't say so many people, I would say so many MAGA supporters during that time, the election period, the propagandas that went about with this tariff, where this man were actually giving them all of the promises. I could actually remember vividly when he said that his first day in the office, all of the grocery prices will be down, like 100% down. Groceries will be so cheap, will be so affordable. People have high hopes. People were looking forward to that. So many people, so many delusional people was looking forward to that. How do you actually think that him being in the office all of a sudden is going to drastically reduce the grocery prices? Okay, now let's compare now and before. How much was the grocery prices before and how much is the grocery prices now? And now he is all around running helter skelter because he's on a hot seat right about now. He have seen that his tariff is destroying the economy. He have seen that exactly the same thing that so many people have been trying to tell most of these MAGA supporters is happening right about now. So many MAGA supporters actually thought that when this tariff is being implemented, the people who are actually going to pay for it is the people exporting goods and services into the country. And these guys totally forgot that even if goods and services has been, they are the ones that are supposed to pay for it. Why I say this is that during that period, there was this experiment that a very good mentor of mine, he's a TikToker. So he was all having these streets to get people's opinions on the street. So he was able to meet most of these MAGA supporters. This person sells wears clothes. Most of it he actually import from China. So he was asked, do you want to vote for, why do you want to vote for Orange Man? He was like, yeah, Orange Man is going to put tariff to all of the goods and services and blah blah blah. And he was now asked, what do you think was going to pay for this, was going to pay for tariff? He was like, the people, the Chinese people, or whatever, wherever he's getting his goods and services, are going to pay for it. Without even knowing that we are the ones, like, he is the one paying for it. He is the one paying for it. Because this is how it works. If you're importing goods and services, you are definitely the one paying for it. And if you pay a higher percentage, what do? You have to chip in and try to get your income, right? You need to make your profits, right? So with that being said, goods and services exactly is going to be so high. It's going to be very difficult to not to get your profit if you don't actually increase the goods and services that you have imported. I think he made a promise of, the state will be producing everything, you know, manufacturing industries will be everywhere. But the thing is that, why didn't he, first of all, put all of those things in place before talking about tariffs? Even if you want to produce goods and services, what about the raw materials? The raw materials, you can't get all of the raw materials in your state, you know you can get the raw materials from every other place, and it's that will be taxed, right? you know they didn't think about that. And not only did he even impose most of these tariffs, he was all around having issues left, right, and centers with people or countries he might actually do businesses with, thereby punishing the economy and punishing the people who actually benefit from this said economy. Now look at the farmers. Look at the farmers. Every other person is just, oh my god, they're just getting what I said, the fruit of their labor. How can you, as a farmer, this man, his last administration affected you and you massively voted for him again? Like, oh my god, people are just so tired. People are tired of him already. And don't be surprised that even if he decides to go for his third term, most of these farmers will still vote for him. That is why sometimes when I see anyone crashing out and having the whole emotional breakdown, I'm like, don't be surprised that this person will still want this man to be there. They're already planning that. I stitched a video about a particular pan-colored man talking about how he's going to run for the third time. Nobody is telling you not to, but you just that the little time you've run, look at the way people are even complaining. There are so many people who are of the opinion that at the end of the day, most of all the things that he's doing is going to be for a better good, which I wish and I hope so. Seriously, because anyway, lovelies, wanna just leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. So please share this video, subscribe to this channel if you're here to do that. Like, and I will see you, lovelies, when I upload the next one. Share, and I will see you, lovelies, when I upload the next one.